Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering unboxing. So this is the first of two commander decks that are associated with the Kaldheim set. This one is the white-blue Phantom Premonition, which has Raynar the Ever Watchful for 2 white-blue, so 2/3 legendary creature, spirit warrior. And we'll have a look at the deck in a moment, and I'll go through all the rules text on there. Let's have a look at the back. So 100 card deck with 8 new cards. There's a deck box in here which does take the sleeve deck and 10 double-sided token cards. There's this life wheel they have now, a strategy insert and a reference card. So it has here Raynar the Ever Watchful. In life, Raynar was an honoured warrior who refused to abandon his post in the face of helplessness. Recognising his bravery, the Valkyries named him the Guardian of Istval and asked him to guard the gates of the spirit realm as a noble, unyielding soul. And at the top here is Exile and Ectoplasm. Choose your commander and overcome both friend and foe in this definitive multiplayer Magic format. Call forth Raynar and create a horde of spirits to do your bidding. Your spectral squadron swells every time you send a card into exile, which you'll be doing a lot. Checking the packaging to make sure I don't accidentally throw away anything. Oh, there it is. So here's our box, and yep, it will take the deck sleeved up if it's anything like the last ones. You have this, which is your life wheel. So on one side it counts from 40 down to 21. On the other side it's 20 down to 1. There's a little learn to play. I don't think they usually list the decks. That's one thing I used to enjoy with the I think it was the dual decks. They always used to tell you where the reprints came from, and yeah, I miss that in decks really. I believe they also did it with the Plane Chase product at one point, and it's quite nice to see where the cards come from originally when they are reprints, because I often find it gives you ideas for what sets might contain the sort of synergies you're after. So you can see there's a foil here. With these decks that accompany a set, you will usually find there is no alternate commander. However, there will be legends in here that will feature all or some of the deck's colour identity. So Raynar the Ever Watchful, 2 white-blue, 2/3 legendary creature, spirit warrior, has flying and vigilance. The first card you foretell each turn costs 0 to foretell. Whenever you exile one or more cards from your hand and or permanents from the battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. And you'll see in a moment, once we look at some of the foretell cards that are going to be in here, and we have a look at the rules text, why this is a really crucial synergy. So we have Banishing Light in the deck. That's a 2 and a white enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls until Banishing Light leaves the battlefield. we've got Cloudcoat Ranger. 3 and 2 white creature, Giant Warrior. It's a 3/3. When Cloudcoat Ranger enters the battlefield, create 3 1/1 white Kithkin soldier creature tokens. Tap 3 untapped Kithkin you control. Cloudcoat Ranger gets +2/+0 and gains flying until end of turn. Evangel of Heliod's in here. 4 and 2 white, 1/3 creature human cleric. When Evangel of Heliod enters the battlefield, create a number of 1/1 white soldier creature tokens equal to your devotion to white. So with devotion, each white in the mana costs of permanents you control counts towards your devotion to white. Flicker Wisp is in here. 1 and 2 white, 3/1 creature elemental with flying. When Flicker Wisp enters the battlefield, exile another target permanent, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Ghostly Prism. 2 and a white enchantment. Creatures can't attack you unless their controller plays 2 for each creature they control that's attacking you. Gold Knight Commander. That's 3 and a white creature human cleric soldier for 2/2. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Core Cartographer, 3 and a white, 2/2 creature core scout. When Core Cartographer enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a Plains card. Put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library. Momentary Blink, 1 and a white instant. Exile target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control, and this has flashback for 3 and a blue, so you may cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost, then exile it. Return to Dust, so a way of dealing with artifacts or enchantments. So 2 and 2 white, instant, exile target artifact or enchantment. If you cast this spell during your main phase, you might exile up to 1 other target artifact or enchantment. Wall of Omens is in here. 1 white creature wall with defender. This is 0/4. When Wall of Omens enters the battlefield, draw a card. Ghostly Flicker, 2 and a blue instant. Exile 2 target artifacts, creatures and or lands you control, then return those cards to the battlefield under your control. Mistraven, 2 and 2 blue, 2/2 with flying. It's a creature bird. When Mistraven enters the battlefield, return target creature to its owner's hand. No surprise if we're playing blue that Moldrifter would be in here. So 4 and a blue, 2/2 creature elemental with flying. When Moldrifter enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards. It also has Evoke on here. So for the Evoke cost of 2 and a blue, you can just cast the spell for its Evoke cost, and if you do, it's sacrificed when it enters the battlefield. So you just get the effect that's been stapled to this creature if you do that. Seagate Oracle, 2 and a blue, creature human wizard, 1/3. When Seagate Oracle enters the battlefield, look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the other on the bottom of your library. Whirler Rogue, 2 and 2 blue, creature human rogue artificer. It's a 2/2. When Whirler Rogue enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 colourless Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying. Tap 2 untapped artifacts you control. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. So what we're seeing here so far is quite a bit of utility cards, but we've yet to see any foretell. So hopefully we'll see some soon. That's Windfall, 2 and a blue, sorcery. Each player discards their hand, then draws cards equal to the greatest number of cards a player discarded this way. Cloudblazer, 3 white, blue, 2/2, creature human scout. With flying, when Cloudblazer enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life and draw 2 cards. Empyrean Eagle, 1 white, blue for a 2/3 creature. Spirit, a creature, bird, spirit, which is, I suppose, a birret. Flying. Other creature you control with flying get +1/+1. Migratory route. 3 white blue sorcery. Create 4 1/1 white bird creature tokens with flying, and this has basic land cycling on it. Miss Meadow Witch. 1 and then hybrid white blue mana. 1/1 creature Kithkin Wizard. 2 white blue exile target creature. Return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of your next end step. Soul Herder. 1 white blue 1/1 creature spirit. Whenever a creature is exiled from the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on Soul Herder. At the beginning of your end step, you may exile another target creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. So we are seeing cards here which are going to interact with the bottom part of the rules text here. So whenever you exile 1 or more cards from your hand and or permanents from the battlefield, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. But we still have to see the elusive foretell cards. Thunderclap Wyvern, 2 white blue creature drakes, so 2/3 with flying flash. Other creatures you control with flying get +1/+1. Arcane Signets in here. 2 to cast, tap, add 1 mana of any colour in your commander's colour identity. I'm assuming this is still a relatively expensive common. Azorius Signet, 2 to cast, then for 1 you tap it, add white blue. So we got filtering here, and you get back more than you put in. Burnished Heart, 3 for 2. 2/2 for 3 sacrifice Burnished Heart, search your library up to 2 basic land cards, put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library. So we've got some more utility here, and also mixed amongst some mana rocks. And here's Commander Sphere. So 3 to cast, tap, add 1 mana of any colour in your commander's colour identity, sacrifice Commander Sphere, draw a card. Marble Diamonds in here, so 2 to cast, Marble Diamond enters the battlefield, tap it for a single white. Meteor Golem, 7 to cast, it's a 3/3, and when it enters the battlefield, destroy a target non-land permanent and opponent controls. Mind Stone is here. Which of you have been watching my other deck building videos, my sealed deck building videos, would have seen this card way back in the Mirage block, in one of the sets in that block. So 2 to cast, artifact, tap, add colourless, 1 mana of any colour, tap, sacrifice Mind Stone, draw a card. That's been reprinted in various sets over the years. Cosmic Intervention, 3 and a white instant. If a permanent you control would be put into a graveyard from the battlefield this turn, exile it instead. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Here we go. Foretell, 1 and a white. During your turn, you may pay 2 and exile this card from your hand face down. Cast it on a later turn for its foretell cost. So that's what this is going to affect. The ability on here purely affects the foretell cost, which normally would be 2. And in this case, and it only applies to the first card you foretell each turn, it brings it down to 0. Hero of Bretagard, I think that is Bretagard. So I don't know how clear this is coming out. We can see here these are our rares now. 2 and a white, creature human warrior. Whenever you exile 1 or more cards from your hand and or permanents from the battlefield, recognize that ability, and put that many +1/+1 counters on Hero of Bretagard. As long as Hero of Bretagard has 5 or more counters on it, it has flying and is an angel in addition to its other types. As long as the hero Predator card has 10 or more counters on it, it has indestructible and is a god in addition to other types. And that's actually a 1/1. Stoic Farmer. 3 and a white for a 3/3. Creature dwarf peasant. When Stoic Farmer enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic plains card and reveal it. If an opponent controls more lands than you, put it onto the battlefield tapped. Otherwise, put it into your hand and then shuffle your library. And on this one, we have a foretell of 2 and a white. So yeah, that is the cost you pay to foretell it. And the colourless cost, the 2, is the cost you pay to exile the card from your hand face down in preparation for you to later foretell it, just to make sure that's clear in case I got a bit confusing when I was doing the interaction here. So the actual foretell cost, if I wasn't clear enough, affects this part of it here, this foretell cost, the foretell cost on the individual card, and brings it down to 0. Sage of the Beyond, 5 and 2 blue, 5/5 with flying. Spells you cast from anywhere other than your hand cost 2 less to cast. Foretell, 4 and a blue. And you'll notice the cost to exile the card from your hand face down is always the same. It's always 2. It's the foretell cost that changes. And of course that's very much tied to the casting cost of the actual creature, if you're casting it conventionally. Spectral Deluge, 4 and 2 blue, sorcery. Return each creature your opponent's control with toughness X or less to its owner's hand, where X is the number of islands you control. Foretell, 1 and 2 blue. During your turn you may pay 2, blah blah blah. Okay. Surtland Elementalist, 5 and 2 blue, creature giant wizard. It's an 8/8. As an additional cost to cast this spell, reveal a giant card from your hand or pay 2. Whenever a Surtland Elementalist attacks, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. Tales of Ancestors, 3 and a blue. Each player with fewer cards in hand than the player with the most cards in hand draws cards equal to the difference. And it's also got foretell on it for 1 and a blue. Ethereal Valkyrie, 4 white blue, 4/4 creature spirit angel with flying. Whenever Ethereal Valkyrie enters the battlefield or attacks, draw a card, then exile a card from your hand face down. It becomes foretold. Its foretell cost is its mana cost reduced by 2. Angel of Finality, 3 and a white, 3/4 creature angel with flying. When it enters the battlefield, exile all cards from target player's graveyard. Angel of Serenity's in here. 4 and 3 white, creature angel, 5/6 with flying. When Angel of Serenity enters the battlefield, you may exile up to 3 other target creature cards from the battlefield and or creature cards from graveyards. When Angel of Serenity leaves the battlefield, return the exiled creature cards to their owner's hands. Cleansing Nova, 3, 2 white, sorcery. Choose 1, destroy all creatures, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. Eerie Interlude, 2 and a white, instant, exile any number of target creatures you control. Return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control at the beginning of your next end step. Geist Honored Monk, 3 and 2 white with vigilance. It's a creature human monk. Geist Honored Monk's power and toughness are each equal to the number of creatures you control. When Geist Honored Monk enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. Star. Marshall's Anthem, 3 and 2 white enchantment with multi-kicker. So 1 and a white. You may pay an additional 1 and a white any number of times as you cast this spell. So creatures you control get +1/+1. When Marshall's Anthem enters the battlefield, return up to X target creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, where X is a number of times Marshall's Anthem was kicked. Restoration Angel's in here, 2 and a white, 3/4, flash flying. When Restoration Angel enters the battlefield, you may exile target non-angel creature you control, then return that card to the battlefield under your control. Storm Herd, 8 and 2 white sorcery. Create X/1/1 white Pegasus creature tokens with flying, where X is your life total. Sun Titan's in here, 4/2 white, 6/6 vigilance. Creature giant. Whenever Sun Titan enters the battlefield or attacks, you may return target permanent card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Arcane Artisan, 2 and a blue, creature human wizard, 0/3. 2 and a blue, tap. Target player draws a card, then exiles a card from their hand. If a creature card is exiled this way, that player creates a token that's a copy of that card. When Arcane Artisan leaves the battlefield, exile all tokens created with it at the beginning of your next end step. Curse of the Swine, X and 2 blue, sorcery. Exile X target creatures. For each creature exiled this way, its controller creates a 2/2 green boar creature. Day of the Dragons, 4 and 3 blue. Enchantment. When Day of the Dragons enters the battlefield, exile all creatures you control, then create that many 5/5 red dragon creature tokens with flying. When Day of the Dragons leaves the battlefield, sacrifice all dragons you control, then return the exiled cards to the battlefield under your control. Inspired Sphinx, 5, 2 blue, 5/5 creature Sphinx. When Inspired Sphinx enters the battlefield, draw cards equal to the number of opponents you have. 3 in a blue, create a 1/1 colourless stop to artifact creature token with flying. Synthetic Destiny, 4, 2 blue, instant. Exile all creatures you control at the beginning of the next end step. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal that many creature cards. Put all creature cards revealed this way onto the battlefield, then shuffle the rest of the revealed cards into your library. Okay, so this is our first legend. It actually is 2 colour, and let's just see. So with 2 white blue, 2/4 legendary creature Spirit Noble. Flying. When Brago King Eternal deals combat damage to a player, exile any number of target non-land permanents you control, then return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's hands. So there's a synergy going on here with a number of cards in the deck which do exile things, but I'm not sure whether this would make a legitimate alternate commander for the deck. Certainly there'd be a number of cards in here you would want to replace to maybe maximize this synergy. Obviously, if you decide to play this over this goes into the deck and would synergize with the Foretell, but it then becomes one of the 99, so there's no guarantee that you're going to get this. So yeah, there's a number of staples in the deck in white or blue that would definitely be at home if you turn this into a Brago King Eternal deck, but there is a lot of stuff that you would need to cut and replace with things that synergize better. A Sky Diamond in here. We've seen the white one. This is the blue one. Oh, surprise, surprise! Soul Ring. Every deck, I think, or every commander deck they've printed. Single white, tap, add 2 colourless Swiftfoot Boots. 2 to cast artifact equipment. Equipped creature has hexproof and haste. Equipped for 1. Okay, yep, the usual suspects. We're playing blue-white, so we've got an Azorius Chancery in here. This is a bounce land that when it comes online, you get to tap for and it generates both of the colours. So this is a white-blue one. Azorus Guildgate comes into play tapped. Tap for white or blue. We've got Command Tower in here. So this adds 1 mana of any colour in your commander's colour identity. Okay, so Cryptic Caves. Tap, add colourless. 1 mana of any colour. Tap, sacrifice Cryptic Caves. Draw a card. Activate this ability only if you control 5 or more lands. Interesting. Meandering River. It's another tap land. Untaps. And then you can tap it for white or blue. Myriad Landscape. Yeah, this turns up in quite a few commander decks, the precons. Into the battlefield, tap for colourless, 2 mana any colour, tap, sacrifice Myriad Landscape, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards that share a land type, put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library. Opal Palace is in here, again another card that crops up a lot. Tap, add colourless mana, 1 mana any colour, tap. Add 1 mana of any colour to your commander's colour identity. If you spend this mana to cast your commander, it enters the battlefield with a number of additional +1/+1 counters on it, equal to the number of times it's been cast from the command zone this game. So you're getting filtering, but you're also getting this added bonus of +1/+1 counters. Sajiri Refuge, so this is another tap land, but you also get life gain when it enters the battlefield. Tranquil Cove, same thing, different name. So functional reprint. And now we actually move on to our basic lands. So it looks like, yep, same artwork all the way through. And I seem to remember when we did the unboxing of the bundle, there was a single artwork for each of the colours of mana, so no surprise here, that's the same case with this. Okay, it's pretty cool artwork, this the blue one actually, the island, with the auroras there, or the aurora. Okay, so we've got some more stuff down the end here, some more utility, but oh, actually this is for tell as well. So let me just move those out the way. Iron Verdict, 2 and a white, instant. Iron Verdict deals 5 damage to target tapped creature. It's got foretell of a white on here. Warhorn Blast, 4 and a white. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. Another foretell card. Yeah, it looks like we've got a whole load of foretells at lower rarities here. Behold the Multiverse, 3 and a blue. Scry 2, then draw 2 cards and foretell. Raven Form, 2 and a blue. Exite target artifact or creature card. Its controller creates a 1/1 blue bird creature token with flying, and also foretell. Saw It Coming, 1 and 2 blue, instant, counter target spell with foretell. Nico Defies Destiny, 1 white blue. It's an enchantment saga, so we've got these lore counters going on here. As the saga enters and after you draw a step, add a lore counter. So first lore counter, you gain 1 life for each foretell card you own in exile. Second one, add white, blue, spend this mana only to foretell cards or cast spells that have foretell. And third, lore counter, return target card with foretell from the graveyard to your hand. Okay, another legend, Viga the Watcher, 1 white, blue, legendary creature, bird spirit with flying. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, draw a card. Replicating Ring is in here, which I think I pulled when I opened that bundle last week. So 3 to cast, It's a snow artifact. Tap, add 1 mana of any colour. Now at the beginning of your upkeep, put a night counter on replicating ring. Then if it has 8 or more night counters on it, remove all of them and create 8 colourless snow artifact tokens named replicated ring with tap, add 1 mana of any colour. So we'll probably see some tokens for that, I imagine. Gates of Istfell. And it's battlefield, tap for 1. And it's got this additional utility on it. So 2 white and then 2 blue. Sacrifice Gates of Istfell. You gain 2 life and draw 2 cards. This is a Snowlands Plains island, but it does enter the battlefield tapped, generates white or blue mana. And here's our tokens. So we've got Thopters and Dragons, or Thopter and Dragon, Thopter and a replicated ring, Spirit and a ball, Spirit and a ball, Spirit and a ball. Pegasus and a Kithkin Soldier, Pegasus and a Kithkin Soldier, Spirit and a bird, Soldier and a bird, oops. Soldier and another bird, but a different bird, and popular Magic formats. So there we've got the deck. Now, just going through the deck quickly. I don't know if you can spot this. This is worth noting. So you'll see at the bottom, they've actually got set indicators. So you can see here, there's the Kaldheim indicator, you know, the 3 character. Then if you go through, you'll see some of these staples that we've seen in a lot of commander decks like Tranquil Cove. These are all reprints. You can see it says KHC. So these are obviously peculiar to the deck, but they're not in Kaldheim. And they are just numbered versus this particular commander deck. So you can see, look, they're all 17, 16, 8, and so on. So it does give you like an indicator of which things are coming from the set and which are coming from, you know, the deck, so to speak, or just part of this deck. Also, you can see the set symbol's different here. And we've got that set symbol, and then we've got the set symbol from Kaldheim in here. It's a shame, and of course with these it's like knowing what's I suppose, so to speak. Obviously some of these cards here are completely unique to this deck, are sort of new cards, as it said in the thing. But anyway, just to note, when they do these precons that are associated with sets, they do indicate which cards in them actually do come from the particular set. And that brings up another interesting point. I noticed with the next set, I believe what they're doing there is that's the set that they're going to print alongside that, the 5 commander decks that they normally print every year. So hopefully once I get around to that set, we'll have the 5 commander products for 2021. So that'll be pretty cool. After that, it's going to be interesting whether they're going to keep up this idea of having 2 precons that are commander decks that are issued alongside sets, but we'll see. But certainly the next set, which I think releases in April, around about there, that's when the commander product is going to drop in 2021, and it's going to be 5 decks from my understanding, and it'll again be like they did last year, sort of tied in with the set. Okay, hope you've enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.